What you could say about America in 1950 is very different than what you could say about America in 1955. You walk into a room in 1960, 1965, and you're a business person, and you carry with you this idea of America as a place of democracy, a place where the rule of law reigns, a place of equality, a place of opportunity. There is a kind of a moral, at least there was, a kind of a moral superiority, right, to being an American in many places in the world that has a tremendous benefit to this country. It allowed us in the Cold War to be who we were in the Cold War, and to, some would say, win it, right? But we've never calculated the equality dividend. It's like for free. We just made America look really good, right? Because the truth is, America was confronted with the most marginalized people in their society who stood up and said no more and confronted that inequality and did it without guns and did it without fists for the most part, and stood up and confronted the most powerful country in the world, and to its credit, the most powerful country in the world didn't kill them all. Didn't kill them all. Killed some, but didn't kill them all. And instead, made some effort to transform itself around, you know, the things that we think of as the pillars of the civil rights movement. If we're honest about it, that's true. And that's a source of pride in this country. So what's that worth? We just gave that away for free and make it like you did us a favor? We did America a favor by creating and constructing that identity, which is the identity people really are advancing when they talk about America as a place of equality and justice. It's an identity that we really helped construct.
Yeah, but one of the challenges is that when you are oppressed, when you're enslaved and you're finally emancipated, you don't feel like you have space to hold people accountable for your enslavement. When you're dealing with terrorism and lynching, you don't feel like you have space to hold people accountable for that terrorism. When we get into the civil rights era, at each period in our history, we have been struggling with some of these forces that are so overwhelming that even when we get on the other side of the force, we don't feel empowered to say, now wait a minute, let's talk honestly about what we just
I also think that we feel that having won the legal battle, we've won the overall war.
Right.
And the reality is, we did change a lot of laws. We changed a lot of laws, and you're right, people did it. If you think about what happened in the 50s and 60s in this country, you know, when we were all young, they did it by going to different places and sitting down. They sat down. And who would have ever thought that that could have literally changed this country and the world? But we thought that that was the war, and that was only the battle. Because those beliefs were still there. And the reality is that those beliefs do continue. And look, I you know, hold no answers to how we parse the human heart and get rid of racism, except to basically make it not worth anyone's while to engage in that. That's what works.